Hey, what's up guys, Lou here, and I'm about to do a book review. I thought long and hard what to show you guys, and I didn't want to bore you with a country of origin or some history about Rome or Greece or, you know, anywhere else in the world, so I figured why not take it back, far back. Mythology. Yes. Like Hercules, Hades, you know, all the Greek gods, Roman gods like Mars, Aztec gods, Syrian gods, and so on and so forth. Basically, I'm going to show you a book that kind of compiles it all together under one book cover. And, yeah, it's a pretty big book. I got it on the cheap at Barnes & Noble, one of the few and remaining, brick and mortar stores that still sell, well, books and, other odds and ends and book-related stuff. And, yeah, hope you guys dig it. If you guys read and, I mean, you can always do the whole YouTube thing and, look all the stuff up yourself in more entertaining fashion. But if you're old-fashioned like me, you're not afraid to open up a book, dig in. If it has pictures, it's a bonus, right? Alright, just kidding. Alright, so yeah, enough with the talk. Here's the review. Boom. Mythology. Yes. Let's get a close-up on that cover. Myths, legends, and fantasies. But are they? As I kind of dig deep in this book, and I'm just going to give you a brief fluid out. Like I said, these are very colorful pages. If anything, you'll appreciate the pictures, and if you have time, you'll read what's in them. It goes in depth about every ancient civilization and what they believed, what they worshipped, so on and so forth. Now, this isn't Greek or Roman related. No, it deeps dives into Viking, Norse mythology, Aztec, Chinese, Middle Eastern, Egyptian, on and on. And it gives you a layout on what these people believed, what they worshipped, and, all in between. It's pretty cool. Now, one thing that stood out to me as I was reading the Greek part of the section, I noticed a lot of similarities and, things that kind of reminded me or hinted me of, like, opening pages of the Bible stuff, like Noah's Ark. There's a section in Greek mythology where Zeus, drowns out half the population, and only a few selected were chosen to survive. I mean, that sounds a lot like Noah. There was a story about some king who was named Lycan, and the dude would, make sacrifices and eat babies, and Zeus was present, and he pretty much said, "Oh, screw you, man, this isn't moral," and cursed him, and the dude turned into a werewolf. Get it? Lycanthrope? I don't know. I'm not, saying that, what came first here, but, I don't know, it's pretty interesting to think, Could it be, all our religious, doctrines and books originated from, mythology, maybe? Maybe, I don't know, that's kind of controversial. I'm not going to get into that, because that's like a whole other conversation. But, I want us to wonder. I mean, if someone made the Bible, then someone had to make all this stuff up. Or was it real? I mean, we weren't present, but we're left with a lot of stuff that, is obviously important, or else it would have been trashed. Or just not, cared for enough to, be incorporated in, pages of today. So maybe there is a connection. I don't know. That's something you guys have to decide. I mean, if you're, hardcore about your religion and think this is, blaspheming or whatever, then, that's on you. That's great. You do you. But, me being a thinker and, all that other shit in between, I don't know. I like to dive deep and, read in between the pages. Like I said, it would be almost a relief. Maybe not a relief, But knowing that we all are interconnected some way or another through our mythologies and, what they bring, because, religion brings organization, sometimes for good, sometimes for bad, and, a lot like these, mythical beasts and gods that we read about in books like this. They were to keep order, scare people, and make people fall in line. So, hey, who knows? Maybe there's a connection between Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hindu, to the ancient world of mythology, and, all these legends that we hear about in stories. Maybe there's something that ties together with that. I don't know. But it's something one can ponder about. Like I said, this book pretty much dives deep into everything. Let's see. I guess there's the chief consultant, I guess the author. And, a lot of these pictures were borrowed through various other means, I guess, museums and whatnot, private collections. And it's cool. It just, like I said, it's not a one-topic book. It explores every deep realm and every mythological beast or mythology you came across as a kid, and then some. So it's fun, if you're not a deep reader, you got really awesome pictures. You got, where the pictures came from, and it's just it's a very attractive book. It's a quote unquote coffee table book, conversation starter. But yeah, if you're into this stuff, if you're not, if you like to dabble in history and how the ancient world used to think, then yeah, this is one of many. This isn't the only book in the world that explains, myths and mythology, legends, and fantasies. No, there's probably hundreds of these books made, equally as big and full of pictures. This one I just happened to, get on the cheap at Barnes & Noble. Like I said, totally up to you guys. I like history. I like mythology. That's why I got it. And, it just kind of, the one thing that really stood out that I normally want to talk about is, the religions we have today and the similarities I see in this book. So fantasy mixed with our reality, it's, there's no, difference there. It kind of all, in one way or another, is worded the same, just in different contexts. And, I don't know. Like I said, that's just me. I'm not gonna get into the politics of this. I'm just saying, it's a cool book. I'm glad I got it. It was a good buy. And if you're into this kind of stuff, yeah, definitely. I mean, if not, you can always look on YouTube. But if you're like me, a reader, yeah, definitely check it out. If you can. I'm saying, I don't know. Maybe this was like a clearance book. But yeah. Mythology, myths, legends, and fantasies. It's awesome. If you ever wanted to broaden your horizons on how the ancient people ticked and their thought process, then yeah, this is definitely a good start. Well, and that's all I got. Thanks for checking this out, and yeah, until next time, my friends. Peace.